Joe Nouble will be leaving Livingston, but not in the January transfer window, according to David Martindale. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football with some transfer news today. Normally we talk about the old firm, we talk about the other big clubs in Scotland, but today we're talking about a wee club with a wee heart, but they've got a big manager that loves the drink, Davy Martindale, and he's come out and he has said that Joe Nouble will not be leaving the club in the January transfer window. How does he know that? Because Martindale says that Nouble has just initiated a clause in the player's contract, or should I say the club have initiated a clause in the player's contract that will extend his current deal by a further 12 months. So now his contract is, I guess, ready until the end of 2024, whereas originally it was the end of 2023. So that would have been absolutely sick if Livingston had lost Nouble for nothing, but at least with this contract extension, it means that they should get some money for Nouble if he does decide to leave. I mean, first of all, he needs offers. If you don't get offers, then he can't leave. It's as simple as that. But Martindale said, quote, "I spoke to the big man yesterday. Joel's not going anywhere in January," end of quote. So Davy Martindale is convinced that Joel Nouble is not leaving in January. However, he went on to say that if somebody wants to bid for him, it will need to be an outrageous drink. Outrageous drink? No, are you on the drink? It'll need to be an outrageous bid, should I say. So what happens. He talked about an alcoholic, man. You get confused, but still, let's continue. He says, "He's been a fantastic player for us. I see Joel's future being elsewhere in the summer. I'd be surprised if I don't get some interest in the summer." So Martindale seems to think that Nouble will be leaving in the summer, but he doesn't think he will be leaving in January. So I'm not too sure why he's convinced. Just because he's initiated this contract doesn't really mean anything. It just means that Livingston will get some money for him instead of losing him for free. Or if he does go in January, they will get more money for him than they would have got if he had like 6 months left on his contract. So I don't think this contract initiation clause means that Nouble will be guaranteed to stay to the end of the season. Nouble has scored 3 goals in 20 appearances this campaign, and that isn't a lot, man. Now, what's crazy is 3 of those goals have came against Rangers, so he scored 2 goals against Rangers, and 3 goals in 20 appearances. It's not great, but if you've seen Livingston play, if you've watched Nouble, then you will know that he offers a lot to their attack. He might not be a goal scorer, he might not be a clinical finisher, but he's a big man and he can hold up the play, and he's good. He's got good footwork as well, man. He is an underrated player. He might not be a guy that's going to bag you 20 goals a season. I think his stats suggest that, but he's someone that can definitely help you and help the team and help create goals. So he's not just a goal scorer, he's also someone that can help create goals, and just he can rough up defences. He's a big fucking boy. There's no doubt about that. Martindale also went on to say, quote, "I would be doing Livingston a disservice. I would be doing the players in that changing room a disservice if I was allowed to allow Joel Nouble to leave this building." End of quote. So, I mean, it sounds, I mean, we've went from he's not going to leave, he's going to leave in the summer, and now it almost sounds like Davy Martindale is holding Joel Nouble hostage. He's like, "I'm not letting him leave this building." Like, Jesus Christ, Davy Martindale, are you back on the whiskey? He said he wants a big offer. I mean, what kind of offer would it take to buy Davy Martindale a life supply of Grants or whiskey or Bell or whatever he drinks, whatever his brand of alcohol is? And then Martindale finished by saying, "Collectively, we've got ambitions this year, and Joel plays a huge part in that. He's a very, very important player to us." End of quote. So, I mean, pretty much he's saying the basics here. He's saying that Nouble has got a big future. That future is probably away from Livingston, but in the meantime, he plays a huge part of Livingston's attacking play. He's a vital part for the squad, and that he's going to stay beyond January and into the summer. But so Martindale's already got it planned out. He's decided that he's not leaving in January. He will lock him in the building if need be, but he'll release him and unlock the door when it comes to the summer so that he can get a transfer offer for Joel Nouble. There you go. That is Davy Martindale's plans going forward. Joel Nouble, good player. Could he stay in Scotland? Could he move on to a bigger club? I think so. I think Joe Nouble is certainly good enough to move to a club that is, you know, above Livingston in the Scottish pecking order, whether that be Hearts, Hibs, Aberdeen, or maybe even beyond that. I don't know, but I think he could definitely stay in Scotland, and I think he could. The problem is, though, I mean, would those clubs want to pay the money that Livingston are after? Probably not. So more often than not, they do seem to leave the smaller clubs and they tend to go to England rather than another club in Scotland, because more often these clubs seem to want the money, and Scottish clubs just do not really pay money. If you've noticed, like, they don't really buy from other clubs in Scotland. They only tend to sign players that are like running down their contracts. It's very rare that you'll see a Scottish club pay money, substantial money that means anything. I don't mean like 50 grand. I mean like like $500,000 or something like that. It's very rare that you will see a Scottish club outside of the old firm actually pay that to another Scottish club. So yeah, it doesn't look. I think if Joe Nouble does leave, he will not be staying in Scotland, unfortunately. I think he'll be leaving, and he'll probably be going down south. Anyway, guys, that's it. Let me know your thoughts on Joe Nouble. Do you like Joe Nouble? Do you think Joe Nouble is a good player? I do. I didn't realise until this video that he'd only scored 3 goals on 20 appearances. That ain't great. I'm being completely honest. As a striker, as an attacking player, you kind of want more than that. And I think it's crazy that 2 of those 3 goals have come against Rangers. So maybe if he just played Rangers every week, he'd have a shitload more goals. Maybe that's the key to Nouble's success. Maybe he just needs to play against the Rangers, and he will be banging in like 30 goals a season. Just play against them every single week and he'll have 38 goals. It's as simple as that. Anyway, guys, that's it. Leave a comment. I'll catch you in the next one. And until then, been Fog Football. Like and subscribe. Peace.